Welcome to this episode of Give Voice to Your Vision. I am so excited to feature a friend and a master website expert with you today, to you, for you today. We have Christina Hills, who's the founder of the Website Creation Workshop. For over 18 years, she has helped non-techie entrepreneurs like me, authors, coaches, consultants build their own WordPress websites and share their message online. She's known for making technology clear and practical, so doable and enjoyable. So your business can manage your marketing, have online, and she's an online marketing expert since 2004. So she's been with us all along the way, and loves to speak at industry events. I'm so excited to share her with you. Welcome, Christina.
And Michelle, we've connected in person several times, not just online, which is great. It's always
So
nice to
good.
connect with
Yeah.
other leaders in person as well as here
Yes,
online.
absolutely. The IRL, as they say, is so needed in today's noisy world. So today we are going to talk about, you're going to share some of your website expertise with us. I have lots of questions for you. I know for people who are still have their hands in the clay, they're doing things on their own. The website can be something that gets left on the back burner, or it can be something that takes up all your time and you're not getting out in front of your audience. There's so many ways that a website can. So I'm very excited to see, what is website working now, what websites are working now. And we're going to talk about what it actually needs to work for your business, and why knowing how to be able to work on your website yourself can change how you show up and share your work, and how your website actually connects to your visibility, your message, and those real client conversations. I know we have much to cover, and I can't wait to dive in. So thank you so much for being here. So with that said, tell me a little bit about why you've been, with WordPress for a long time. Tell me how you got started with WordPress and why WordPress is a powerful tool to use today.
Okay. Well, I got started in 2003. And the way I got started was I had I needed a website built, and I had been doing HTML.
Mm-hmm.
So we hired this agency to do some work for us. And the guy, so we said, okay, we need a WordPress site. At that point, I didn't know WordPress. I had a different business that I was running. And so we hired this agency. They assigned us this guy, and he was doing a terrible job. And then what we discovered, I don't know if I told you this story,
I don't
he was
know.
building a porn site on my servers.
Oh my God.
He was downloading porn on my time, right? And he was building his own membership site. And I was just like, okay, no.
No.
Fire that
Crazy.
agency. Let's roll up the sleeves and learn how to do this myself. And then once I got in there and I realized how flexible WordPress was, because you don't have to be on one computer like in the old days. Your site lived on your computer. I was
Yeah.
using Dreamweaver, and then you had to upload it, so you couldn't get on a laptop or
Yeah.
somebody else's computer or your phone. I update my WordPress site from my iPhone.
Love it.
Anyhow, WordPress, you can be anywhere and you
Yeah.
can update it. And I didn't like being held, hostage.
Yeah.
And it still happens today, Michelle. I just
Yeah.
talked to a client who had hired someone. They're charging her $1,300 a month. And I'm like, what are they doing for you? And she said in 6 months, she only got 3 new clients. I'm like, you got to get rid of them. So it's
Yeah.
these stories that I keep hearing of
Yeah.
people with their hands tied. They can't move their business forward because they don't know how to update their site themselves. Because in today's changing world, you've got to be flexible, and you got to, I've got this new idea, or I want to change that price, or I want to change that headline. So by being able to do it yourself, it's really, really empowering. And don't get me wrong, it's fine to hire assistants, you know.
Yeah,
You have assistants, I have assistants,
absolutely.
once
Mhm.
your business grows, you'll get a virtual assistant, but you need to be able to know how to do this yourself. And
Yeah,
WordPress makes it easy.
that's great. And so, another thing I know you're really, really good at, is like, I don't want to know my technology. I don't want to get bogged down. It is not my happy place. It's not, I mean, I can get good at stuff. So, what I love about your way of working with people is how simple you help it to be, and how doable it can be, so that it's not about becoming a master technician, right? Can
Right,
you tell us a
right,
little bit about your approach and how that works and what that looks like to keep it simple?
right. Well, usually I find when people say that, like, I don't want to do it, it's because they just don't understand it. And once you understand something, then you're like, oh, I can do this.
Mhm.
So I help break it down into non-techie language so non-techie folk can follow along. And it's funny, and I kind of see myself as a C3PO, I kind of translate
Yeah, I love
between
it.
what
I love it.
techs are saying. So I was
Yeah.
talking to my assistant. She's like, "Oh, this is what our tech told us because we do have a couple of other techs." And I was like, "Okay, he said that because he doesn't understand and he's got a tech brain and he's a little bit on the robot side. This is what he meant to say." And so I like being able to be that Sherpa, that
Translator.
C3PO,
I love
helping
that.
people through it. But I don't want to turn people into gearheads, right?
Right.
Right. I want to live in the creative world, which I know is where you live. It's like
Yeah,
the creative
yeah,
entrepreneur, and your business is your creation.
that's right.
And how you express it, it's important to be able to manage that yourself. I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but people say, I hired this group and this is what they made and it doesn't represent me and they don't understand who I am.
Yeah.
So as you can tell, I'm
So many ways that it would be great if we could just, pay the money and have the things done. But, for my approach to messaging and to how we show up in the world, if you don't have your messaging that's aligned and resonant and sharing your own energetic presence and the way you put the puzzle together dialed in, then any tool that you use is going to be less effective. And it would be just so fun. I heard one other leader, I think it was maybe Jay Fizzette, who said that when he tried to like have the marketing and stuff done for him and have ads run, and he was like putting money in a wheelbarrow and dumping it on a fire in the backyard. It can be very expensive. And the other thing that you mentioned about hiring someone to do, I mean, I've done it in not only in website areas, but like paying people who know more is a great thing to do. But if you don't know enough to generate that revenue and have your message aligned, then you're constrained. Your impact, your reach, and your revenue is definitely constrained. And you were talking not only about like what the nefarious, web guy can do, but what about the time? Like you're on their
right,
time. How many
right,
people have I heard of like, "Yeah, I paid $20,000 and I'm waiting 18
right.
months later for my site."
Right. Well, people think, oh, it'll be faster. I'll hire somebody else. But all that back and forth, and you send them what you think they want, and then they put something up, and you're like, no, that's not right, and it winds up taking a lot longer.
Mm,
And I've been running my program, the website creation workshop, for
mhm.
18 years, and every time I get a new client who's like, yeah, they've not done anything for 6 months, I know my business is
It's
still
still
good.
needed.
It's
Yeah,
still needed, it's still
yeah.
needed. And it makes me sad because, they wind up charging people. they can now, okay, not everybody's horrible, right? If
That's
there's
right,
any
of course
web
not, and
designers
hiring a
listening,
trusted expert
right,
is
right.
powerful, yeah.
Yes, but they prey on your lack of knowledge, and they really don't want to empower you because they want you to stay in their maintenance contracts.
Right.
So,
How is AI impacting the websites and the builds and the industry around websites with all the things that AI can do now? And how does that integrate with WordPress and how are you using it?
so, everybody thinks, "Oh, I can have AI build me a site." And sure, go ahead and try it. What they will build you is an HTML site that's not flexible.
Mm,
So then you still have to know how to FTP and upload it to your server. And it's not easy for you to get in there and just make a few changes.
mm,
So the way I approach it is, WordPress, you install it, it's free. And in my program, everyone gets a WordPress site installed for them.
mhm,
So if you decide to join me in my program, we'll set up a WordPress site for you. So if you don't have a website, you don't have to go get a domain name and hosting. Or if you do have a site, you can leave it alone and learn the fundamentals and learn how to do it yourself. So the
nice.
way I approach it with AI is I've got my site set up and I'll say, can you write this copy?
Mm,
Here's my bio. Can you make it better? Here's
mhm,
my area of expertise. Can you write an FAQ? What would people ask?
mhm. Right,
I'm a
so you can
life
generate
coach.
some of the content.
Right. What's a
Mhm,
common set of questions people ask before hiring a life coach? So I see AI as a collaborator,
yeah.
right? It's not taking over you, but it's enhancing what
Yeah, it
you
has
already
to.
know. Yeah,
If we just let it be AI's words, it'll sound like everyone else, and AI is an amalgamation, it's constantly, filtering and sanitizing and
right,
genericizing is my new word, genericizing. It's like aerobicize, only
right.
different. You know,
And also it gives
if
wrong answers. It
it
gives
gives
wrong
wrong
answers
answers and
all the time.
it oversimplifies and it just makes everything, really kind of sounding the same. And every improvement that it's making, we really want to be able to push back against that. Does it help? I don't know if this is your bailiwick, but it's occurring to me, so I'm going to ask. Bailiwick is a word I've used recently, and I'm not sure why. Um,
Good word,
the
good word.
it's a good word. It's an old word. My younger son, likes old words. He speaks with archaic language, so that's probably why. We digress. Is AI something also that we can use for the SEO pieces of the
Yes,
website? And can you talk a little
absolutely.
bit about how our websites are actually getting us clients?
Okay. So, AI wants the search engines, right?
Right.
Search engines want you to write good content. And so uh, you want to write so that AI picks it up and will answer somebody's question.
Mm,
So a lot of, how do I hire a life coach? A lot of you want to you want to think about what question is my potential client asking themselves
right.
or asking AI? So you can say to AI, here I have this headline. Can you make it better? Or can you help me tweak it so that it'd be something that people would be searching for?
Yeah.
So just like you don't want to hire out to a web designer, you don't want to have the attitude of AI is taking over me.
Yeah.
You want to have it be like helping you, like, this is what I have. Can you make it better? Oh, that sounds too corporate, or that doesn't sound corporate enough, or, so you can guide it to your voice.
Yeah, I like to say that it's only as good as the questions you ask it, and that you really wanna push back on it and think like, say it out loud, read it out loud, pretend you're saying it to a potential client or to
Right.
an audience member or to a client, and, like, think and really ask yourself, like, "Would I say this?" Sometimes it seems so good, like it's all polished up, but over and over again, it pulls from different voices, and so
Right.
it's really important not to just hand things off to a person or AI. I think especially when it comes to messaging, but it can help you figure out what other people are looking for and searching for and
Exactly.
asking for. It can give you like a broader perspective so that your messaging can get better. But messaging in and of itself needs to be, what are you here to say? What is your message? How do you
Right.
put the puzzle
Right.
together? And then translator, which you are translating the technology into the website. I love to help translate that calling on your heart into what your client is looking for, your best clients, what they're going to resonate with. And there is a translation, but if we filter out the best parts of ourselves, or even when we're building the website and the copy and all of those things, then we're going to sound like everyone else. If you haven't noticed already, like everybody's copying like the posts of the great viral
I
things, and it's all
Yes.
starting to sound like a formula, and it's going to get worse and more intense. So the more autonomy you have to to make those quick changes as your message evolves, as your clarity evolves, I think the more empowered you are. I love that you use that word.
And
Go
and
ahead.
one of the things that I like, if I can just jump in here,
Yeah,
is
please.
that you can go back and forth with it and have it formatted. Like, hey, can you format with that with headlines and subheadlines and
Nice.
so you get your message, you have it help you format it, and then you say, okay, can you now give it to me in a format WordPress once? And then you can just copy and paste and
So
just pop
good.
it in there.
So good. So simple. Clean it up for me. Format this for WordPress. I love that. That's a little pro tip, you guys, for those of you who already have a WordPress website. So just for people who don't know, why WordPress? Like, is it what you found your way to? It's been around for a while. Tell me
Okay,
more.
well, I don't know if you
I
know
have a
this,
WordPress website, by the way.
of course. Um, WordPress runs 43% of the internet. Like, think about that for a moment. Almost half of every website out there is a WordPress site. So it
That's
is
huge.
the biggest one out there. It's open source. The software is free.
Yeah.
So because the software is free and it's open source, so open source means any programmer or coder around the world can write code and add to it. So there's this huge community, and you're not locked into a system. Like this client who is going to work with me, who's charging, the people are charging her 1,300 a month. I'm like, what system are they using? They're using some esoteric system I've never heard of, so she can't get in there and do anything. Whereas with WordPress, you can be on any hosting company. There's anybody, if you need to hire somebody, you can. Like, everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And so and because it's the most flexible, you can be a solo entrepreneur hanging out your shingle, or you could be a Fortune 500 company like Disney or Sony Music.
Yeah.
So it is really flexible. You can do anything you want. You're not going to hit a limitation like other software platforms would hit.
That's great. I'm going to put a shout out for the uh, everyone who wants to consider, like, do I have to build an empire? Do I have to become an influencer? Do I have to, create this great big list and have this like team of coaches that more and more, especially with all of the changes happening online and in the world, you can absolutely run a seven-figure business with a very small, ferociously committed and invested team, right? Like,
Yes.
it does not take, and being able to have, universal tools, being able and having the enough of the right support, right? Like, I know, Christina, you're so good at the translation. So like, if we're going to update our WordPress website or build a new WordPress website with you, I know that like the power of having somebody who can tell me the simplest answer in words I understand and just get it done and dialed for me. Like, that's worth investing in, especially when we can have, access to somebody who's been with the tool for so long. So that is no small thing.
Yeah.
Um, So
It
I know
grows
that.
with you. That's the thing. It grows
Yes.
with you. So
Yes.
it's think of it like you get a cell phone, like maybe an iPhone or a Droid. So you get a phone, the phone comes standard out of the factory, it works. But then you can add this app or this other app, or you can
So
do
many,
video editing on your phone, right? But
so
not,
many things.
your grandma's probably not doing video editing. So
I can take a song rehearsal track from me and my accompanist in a room and put it into an app on my phone and have it be a fully produced distributable song.
yeah,
So it's amazing what we can
right.
do.
Well,
But just
WordPress
because we
is
can do it.
right. Doesn't mean you need to. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I had someone take my class and they went on a road trip with their family and they
Hmm,
documented their road trip.
awesome.
So you can create personal websites or you can create a 7-figure, 6-figure, 7-figure business
For sure.
website.
Yeah,
So
and it doesn't have to be a big, complicated production, and if you know how to make those especially nowadays, I think we have to be able to grow as we go, right? Like,
exactly.
make those adjustments, keep the like, I used to be, like, looking for I think there was a time, a brief time where we could, like, build the funnel that worked, and I got kinda over fixated on that, right? And the message grows, you grow, the world changes, so thinking of it as
Exactly.
instead of, like, trying to pin down our content and get it right, we want it to be this living, breathing
e-
creation,
Exactly.
and you're
And that
helping people do that. Yeah.
and that's the problem with hiring it out because they
Yeah.
typically won't start until you give them all your copy. They're like, we're not going
Pages
to
and
start.
reams and, like,
Yeah,
so many decisions that have to be made, and they want you to
exactly.
make them all before you ever see it.
Exactly. Whereas this
Hard.
way you can do it like I tell my students, don't go get a logo. Like if you happen to have a logo, fine, but don't
Mhm.
spend your time now getting a logo. You want to get your messaging out there and
Nice.
then you can come back if you want. You don't need a logo, but you can.
Yeah.
So that's just my point. Some
Yeah.
people think, oh, I have to have this, and this to get started, and you don't.
Well, when it comes to visibility, sometimes that visibility is vulnerable for people like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna put my face and my voice, and I'm gonna say I have a message, and I'm gonna sell my services." And so we want to feel more bona fide, and so we
Hmm.
look to those external things like logos or having the website be absolutely perfect and done and dialed before we do anything else, and it actually hinders and slows everything down. So having a way to get it out there, put it up piece by piece, and get it in front of people and know that it can evolve is incredibly powerful for
Yeah.
your confidence, your momentum, your impact, your reach, and of course, your revenue. Talk to
Yeah.
me a little bit, just for those of us who don't know, about like, can we sell products on our WordPress website? How do we automate things? What else can it do
So
before
yes,
we go get all those other apps that people are
okay.
selling us every 4 seconds?
You can sell products and programs. You can sell your coaching. You can have a button so people can book a 15-minute consult or discovery session, whether free or paid. You can add an opt-in box and build a list, an email list if you want. You can embed videos, whether your own videos or somebody else's videos.
I
You
recommend
can,
your own videos.
what? With Michelle, you're making your own videos. You can sell your books, or you can have your books that link to Amazon or your products, whatever you could have. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to do. And
I love
that's
that.
why I love tracking my students. Like after they've been
Mm.
through my program, I take screenshots and then later I look and I'm like, oh, they've updated this. Oh, they changed that.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
and it's really exciting. So, do I have time to tell you a little story? I know
Yeah,
you
I'd
have.
love for you to tell me a little story. I'm gonna just chime in here. I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but for those who are back watching the replay or if you're here live, definitely comment and let us know. And we have a gift, a checklist that we're gonna share with you to help you get started. So I'm gonna make sure I have that ready to go,
Okay,
and I would love to hear your story.
okay. So this is all about getting. Part of it is getting clear on your message and building your website. So I met my husband through dating service. Did I tell you this story?
No,
Okay.
do
So I met
tell.
my husband. This is before online dating, right? This was a company called Great Expectations in
Oh,
California. I don't know if you heard of
awesome.
it, but that's how I met him. And at Great Expectations, you had to put together a profile. And the process of putting together of who I am, what am I looking for, the process of putting it together, I got clearer on what I was looking for in
Mm,
in a mate, right?
nice.
In a husband.
Yes.
So it's the same with a website. Like if you're listening to me and you're thinking, well, I'm not really clear on what it is that I want to offer the world, putting it together gets you clearer. And I'm sure this is part of your programs too. You put
100%.
it together and you get clearer, and then you can refine and change it. So the process of putting together your website helps you get clearer on what your website is, because you're doing it yourself and you're changing, and I'm there to help you. Right? I'm on
Having
live
help.
coaching calls. I'm
Mhm.
looking at your site,
Yeah.
and that clarity comes, whereas the old method of hiring somebody, they expect you to have that all before they
Yeah.
start.
Or
So
you're getting what they think it is instead of,
exactly.
or they're trying to imagine what you want. So
Exactly.
it's so powerful to be able to, I love what you're saying about growing as you go. Really, like the clarification happens in the doing. And if you have someone who can, it doesn't have to be complicated.
No.
Really, we're looking for like prompts and ways to just to make some decisions. Right? Your messaging is about making some decisions. And first of all, that whatever that thing, you for some reason you're going to have a website and you're going to build a business and you're going to sell some stuff to some people, and I assume if you're in my world, you're probably going to uplift them, and there's some sort of transformation that you've been through or you want to share. You want to do this work. And so it's all conceptual, or it may feel also intuitive. Like I just do it. For me, I channel a lot. So teaching for 30 years, how do I make it tangible? Well, having a guide and a proven framework and a place to bring the questions and to start actually getting it out there, putting it down, will allow you to make decisions and just like, this is the good enough for now. This is the next step. This is the clarity I have now. And in being able to make those decisions is much easier about like, what do I put on my about page? Do I need an about page? What else do I need? What's the first page that I should have?
Yeah.
Why should I have this? What is the, how does it resonate? And so it saves an enormous amount of time. And I am absolutely 100% behind. Share your message while you're building your website. You're posting on social media about sharing your message. You're telling your friends,
Exactly.
and right, and let it evolve. Talk to people, have those conversations. But having a framework and those prompts and a guide is, I mean, you've built your business this way. I build my business this way too. I really see the difference between like, go look at the modules and look it up on YouTube and good luck, go do it. Here's
Yeah.
everything you need. We are drowning in information. You can
Exactly.
find out anything. It may or may not be true. And you may or may try it 16 different ways and not know why it's not working and think it's you. And then it impacts your confidence. Or you can have a guide and do a step-by-step process in a community of people and learn and get it done, get it out there, and trust that you're going to grow as you go. It's a very big difference. I love that about how you support your clients. It's so important, I think.
Yeah. And it's inspiring. No two people come up with the same website. It's
Yeah.
not a cookie cutter program. And someone will say, "Oh, which design are they using? Theme design, that's what it's called in WordPress." And I'm like,
Mhm.
"They're using the same one you're using. It's
But it
just
looks
they've
so different.
customized it and it looks so different." So that's what really makes it exciting, and inspiring, that people can decide, I want to get this complex or I just want to get this complex. Like everybody gets to decide. It's your own thing. It's your own creation. It's your own message that you can put together and control yourself.
It's super powerful. I'm gonna just recap a couple of things we've talked about. Like I love that we started talking about how like your business is an act of creation, right? It's something you're creating, and our website isn't something that we have to try and get right. It's something that we want to be creative, and it can be a creative flow and something we actually love and something that helps us to share that message. And being able to have the questions answered and keep it simple and understand what we're doing is building an asset of our own knowledge and understanding, and also letting this website become an asset that is growing with us, right? It's a fluid, expanding thing like we all are. So that's just some of my takeaways from getting to talk with you today. Will you tell us about the gift we're going to get here? We have the checklist, right?
Yes.
I'm going to share this checklist.
Yes, it's the do-it-yourself website creation checklist, and it answers a lot of the questions that you were just bringing up of like, what
Ooh.
should be on my About Us page? Which pages should I build first? What do I have to have in my footer, to be compliant? So this checklist, and there's a video that goes along with it, kind of walks you through the most important pages you need on your site. And it's designed for people who've never built a website before, or if you have a website, you can look at it and go, yeah, I think I need to change these things. So yeah, it's a great PDF download.
Awesome. I'm going to make sure that we come back. So we're streaming on 3 platforms, you guys. Let us know where you're coming in from. Leave a comment below what your takeaways. If you have questions for Christina, I'll make sure she finds them and we'll get those answers to you. I'll come back and post that checklist on all of the platforms. So you'll have it in the comments. And Christina, you have a class coming up, I think, too. You're going to be doing a class this week. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? And if they get the checklist, they'll also be able to get access to that class. Is that correct?
Yes. If you sign up for the checklist, on the thank you page will be an invitation to come to my class. And I call it Easily Create a Beautiful Website with WordPress, even if you hate technology. And I'm going to go through, domain, how to build a page, how to add a picture. I'm going to actually go in and demo with WordPress. I'm going to talk about hosting and domain names and just sort of cover everything about building your site yourself. And then I have like a lot of Q&A. If people want to stick around for a while, I go deep into Q&A. And I also, on this training call, show people how to embed a YouTube video on their site. I walk you through step by step. So your audience will love that.
Excellent. For sure. Awesome. Thanks, Dwayne. Glad you're cutting a lot of value here. Dwayne said great stuff. Thanks so much. You're so welcome. Leave us a comment. Let us know that you're here. I'll be right back to post the links to the free checklist, and highly encourage you to hang out with Christina on her call. This is a live call. She's there to answer your questions. The class,
and I do it multiple times too.
Different time options. So there's
different times. So it's the same call, but different time options. So once you opt in to get the checklist, you'll get notifications about the live classes.
Perfect. And I can't say strongly enough to go to the live classes. We all think we're going to watch replays, and the last thing we need is more content to consume. And there is a transmission that's happening when you're there live. You're getting new questions. You're there in that container. Even if we're all over the world, we can be together live like we are now. So I encourage you to spend some time with Christina. Thank you so much for being here and for this beautiful, dedicated, going on decades of support and service, uplifting creative entrepreneurs and experts and coaches who I know are pouring their heart and souls into their mission and their message and the work that they're here to do. And you're giving them such a powerful tool to have the impact they want and to create a sustainable, thriving business. And I just love how the website is an extension of that expression, and how you're holding that techie stuff in a creative space for those of us who are more creativity inclined. So thanks so much for being here.
And I want to help you get your message out to the world, whatever your message is. I want to help you accomplish that. Thank you, Michelle.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you on the next episode of Give Voice to Your Vision. Thanks again for being here, Christina. We'll see you guys next time.
Okay. Bye.